You have already witnessed the different elements and their uses or common uses, but those are only some of the 118 elements that we have in the table of elements. So this time, we are going to discuss about classification of matter. Elements are grouped as metals, nonmetals, and semimetals or metalloids. In classifying whether an element is a metal, nonmetal, or semimetal, some properties of the types of elements. Here are the classification of elements and their properties. We have metals, nonmetals, and semimetals. For metals, the property of it is lustrous, good conductors of light and heat, ductile, and malleable. So, for example, uh, the doorknob. So, doorknob is an example of metals because if you are going to look at it, it's lustrous and it's a good conductor of heat and light. Next is nonmetals. Nonmetals is characterized by the absence of metallic property. Like for example, paper. So paper is not a metal. That is why it is not a good conductor and it's not a good conductor also of heat. The third classification of element is semimetals. Semimetals manifest some metallic properties under specific condition. Okay, so it has its specific condition. So like for example, the lid of your pencil. So the lid of your pencil can be a metallic, can be considered as metallic property, right? In the periodic table, you will notice a ladder or zigzag line that separates the elements into two. The metals are on the left side of the ladder, except for hydrogen, while the non-metals are on the right side. Elements on the ladder are semimetals. There are 8 common recognized metalloids. We have boron, or B in its chemical symbol, silicon or Si, germanium or Ge, arsenic As, antimony Sb, tellurium Te, polonium Po, and astatine At. So these are the 8 commonly recognized metalloids in the table of elements. The periodic table can help you further classify the elements. It consists of the symbols of the elements. The symbol of an element consists of one or two letters. The first letter of a symbol is always capitalized. It is the shorthand for the complete name of the element. Names of famous people, geographic locations, planets, minerals, and methodological figures are some of the bases in naming many of the elements. The materials in which the elements were discovered and the unusual properties are the source of their names. A few examples are the uranium for the planet Uranus, germanium for the country Germany, americium for the country America, instantinium for Albert Einstein, curium for the scientist Pierre and Marie Curie, iodine from the Greek word iodes, meaning violet, thorium for a pagan god Thor, selenium for the celestial body Moon, an abundant mineral aluminum from alum, and magnesium from the mineral magnesia, the color of the element like indium for indigo, and the property of the element itself, argon, for idol. Ordinarily, the symbol given to an element is the first letter of the name of that element. For example, the chemical symbol for carbon is C. F stands for fluorine and S for sulfur. For elements with two-lettered symbols, the second of the strong consonant heard when the name is pronounced is used. Examples are Al for aluminum, Ne for neon, Cs for cesium, and Si for silicon. Here are some elements and their symbols. We have argon. Its symbol is Ar. Arsenic, As. Boron, Ba. Calcium, Ca. Carbon, C. Chlorine, Cl. Helium, He. Magnesium, Mg. Nickel, Ni. Phosphorus, P. Silicon, Si. Zinc, Zn. So these are only some, again, of the 118 elements that can be found in the table of elements. So if I were you, you're going to look for a table of elements and then scan all the 118 elements and memorize the symbol of each element, so that the time that we will be having our test or assessment, you can be able to answer as much as possible all of the given elements. So, symbol and the elements are very important. Several chemical symbols are obtained from the Latin names of the elements. Example, Na for sodium is derived from natrium, which means soda, and Fe as ferrum for iron. Here are some elements with Latin origins. We have here the copper with a symbol of Cu. Its Latin origin is cuprum, meaning copper. We have here gold. Its symbol is Au. Its Latin origin is aurum, meaning shining dawn. We have lead, symbol Pv, with the Latin origin of plumbum, which means heavy. We have mercury with the symbol of Hg. Latin origin is hydrargyrum, meaning liquid silver. We have potassium with the symbol of K and Latin origin of kalium, meaning potash. We have silver, the symbol of Aj, Latin origin argentums, meaning silver. We have tin with the symbol of Sn, with the Latin origin of stannum, meaning tin. So these are only some of the elements that we have which has a Latin origin. So meaning to say, we do not follow the the first letter and then the original name, but it came from its Latin origin and it has its meaning. That's why we take our symbol from its origin.